Good evening and welcome to Greater Somerville for March 22nd, 2001. I'm Joe Lynch.
I'm Kyan Anderson.
And I'm Laura Carroll.
Our guest tonight is from the City of Somerville's Public Health Department. She currently is a graduate student at Tufts University and is the liaison and coordinator at the Health Department for National Public Health Week. Tonight, our program is dedicated to National Health Week, and Laura Carroll is here tonight to talk about that program as well as some of the other issues facing preparedness and Somerville health. Please welcome to the show Laura Carroll of the city's Public Health Department, and welcome to you.
Hi, thank you.
Thanks for taking the time and coming in tonight.
I'm happy to be here.
Thank you very much. We have, as I told you before the show, we usually do some public service announcements.
Yes.
It's mostly...
Oh, we're doing it before.
Yeah, we'll do it before.
You're changing it up on me. Okay.
I'm trying to see if you're paying attention here tonight.
Oh,
but I think we're all paying attention. We have a leak in both cups.
Oh my goodness,
Oh,
this
yep.
is not ideal.
Let's just put them on the floor.
Sure.
Okay,
And then
great.
we'll try not to electrocute ourselves here on the console.
We do. Maybe that'll give me a little body in my hair because you commented it was flat tonight. All right, everybody, that's really
So
not
we're going to do
ideal.
Yeah.
a couple of public service announcements. First, I'm going to start off. Congratulations to the team at the Somerville Museum on their fundraising efforts. They did meet their goal.
Oh, fantastic.
Very good. We pumped it here on the
did?
show.
Great.
Yep.
Thank you,
And as
everybody.
promised a few weeks ago, Cayenne promised you, and I promised you, that spring was coming soon.
Oh,
First day of spring.
and it's freezing
And
out.
it's snow.
And it's freezing, but we're not going to
Beside
talk about that.
Beside the point.
We do know that spring is now here. Election season in the city of Somerville has kicked off with a bunch of fundraisers, one in particular ongoing as we speak. Also a reminder that the annual Duhamel Education Initiative Pancake Breakfast is on April 2nd at the United Church of Christ, 89 College Ave, on April 2nd, 8:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Great time. Pancake breakfast served by your local polls. And watch your Thursday journal. We did have Jillian
Yes,
Fenimore,
it looks great.
the new editor of the journal. She came on.
The new layout.
And one of the things she talked about was the new layout, which they launched. And the other thing was they are going to start doing investigative reporting.
I know, she's going to be our special guest
And
every
this,
now and again.
well, this Thursday, I got the tip. This Thursday in the Somerville Journal, Andy Metzger, the reporter at the Somerville Journal, starts a 4-part series, and I'm not going to tell you what it's about. You're going to have to buy your journal and on Thursday and look it up. Thank
Wow.
you, Laura.
Okay.
You have a
Do you want me to
couple
wait to
of
the,
few?
okay, yeah, I have a few, but I could wait
All
to
right.
the end, or I mean,
We can do that. We can do that. Why don't
why
we
don't we break
chat
it up?
with Laura?
Sure.
We'll chat with Laura, and then we'll have a couple minutes at the end. You know, change it up a bit. How about
Sounds
that?
good.
City's health department
Yes.
has jurisdiction over multi-layers when it comes to public health.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm gonna move the microphone. I'm sorry. It's just,
Oh.
Oh, your microphone. Hopefully, we're not going to electrocute you.
Now, if anybody out at Scott hears us, we might.
There we go.
No.
You all set?
Okay,
Yep, it's off the
great.
water.
Okay.
We're good.
There you go. And you have a little over here.
Yep.
Our own little.
I'm done with this piece, so I'm just
Oh,
going
that's
to
a good
put
idea.
that on top.
Okay. Thinking on your
Improvising
feet. I
in
like
Greater
it.
Somerville. Yeah, that's great. Sorry, continue.
It's
I'm
okay.
glad we have somebody from the health department here, because if anything happens and we get electrocuted, hopefully she knows what to do.
Unfortunately, I'm not trained in that aspect, but
I'm CPR certified.
But
There you go.
you do have many facets of public health things that you guys have to deal with up there.
yes,
But one of the things we're going to concentrate on tonight is National Public Health Week.
yes.
So if you want to tell us a little bit about it.
Sure. National Public Health Week is organized and run by the American Public Health Association. It's every year. It's always the first year of April, and they always pick a theme for the year, some health issue that they then use to educate the public, policymakers, and practitioners on how to improve people's health. So this year they're focusing on safety is no accident, and the goal is to bring awareness on how to prevent injuries and violence.
Injuries and violence, not only in the home, but in the business and
Yep.
in the fun places you go.
Yes,
to
at
entertain.
play.
Fun place. What am I trying to say?
I don't know, Joe. You
At
need a
play.
coffee or
At
something.
play.
I don't know.
Play.
Yeah.
So
It's-
public safety at play as well as in the home and at work.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
it's everywhere. The idea is to sort of bring awareness that you could really have an injury anywhere. So it's at work, it's at home, it's in the playground. It's when you're on the move, just walking across the street, making sure you're looking both ways, not jaywalking, things like that. So it's a very broad concept. It also involves things like substance abuse and violence, bullying at schools, things like that.
That's a full plate.
Yes.
That's why we have a whole week.
Yes, exactly.
Well, what are some of the things, let's just highlight some of the events that the city,
Sure.
I know the mayor's doing Shape Up Somerville.
Yes,
Yep.
and that's been ongoing. So some of the events that we have specifically for the city during that week include safety drills that we're going to conduct at the city buildings. So if you're a city employee, you can probably expect to have a safety evacuation drill at some point.
They're all looking forward
Yes.
to that. Better not be snowing when you do it.
15-minute
I hope
coffee
not.
break, though, 15, 20
Exactly.
minutes if you're right near Dunkin' Donuts.
It'll get you up,
Or anywhere
exercising
that
a
you
little
go.
bit, walking around, so that's always a nice little break. But we're also doing some emergency readiness for families, specifically going to be a training event for parents on how to develop evacuation plans for their families and how to cope with emergencies. We're also going to have an open house at the health department. So on Thursday, it's April 7th, from 5 p.m. to 7:30, we'll have the health department offices open to the public.
And the location of that? Just
That
for the
is 50
viewers?
Evergreen Ave, of course. And so people, the residents of Somerville, are welcome to come in and explore the offices. We'll have a little scavenger hunt going on so that people can sort of gather information at the different offices. And we'll also have Somerville Cares About Prevention,
Sure.
one of our programs. They are kicking off their 81% Don't campaign, which is focusing on what 80% or 81% of Somerville high school students don't do. So you have to come to the event to find out what it is.
And that's going to be
Oh.
headed by Corey Mashburn
Corey Mashburn and Lovely Heller, yes.
and Lovely.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yes. So we have a couple of other things, and we're going to be posting all of that on our website so people can find out more about it.
And we could put the website link on our blog, so those of
Yes.
you at home want
Be
to
a
find
great
out more,
idea.
you can just get
Yeah.
the blog.
So I should clarify,
Right,
in case people don't understand me tonight, the events all take place next week.
It's
First week of
April
April.
4th through
Yeah.
April 10th.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I did notice that the mayor was doing the kickoff for Shape Up Somerville at the high school. I think that's this week. They start something Thursday or Friday.
I'm not completely sure about that. That hasn't been integrated into what we're doing for Public Health Week or the emergency preparedness,
Okay.
but I'm sure there's something going on.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Something good.
Well, there's always something going
Yes.
on in the city, so.
That's true.
Let's kind of segment it a little bit. You know, we have a wide range of people who watch the show, not
Yes.
only live, but they watch it on the internet as
Right.
well. Let's take it from a standpoint of seniors. You know,
Sure.
what are some of the most critical things in the home that seniors can do to keep themselves safe?
One of the things I would recommend is definitely making sure that floors don't have any that they're flat and not uneven.
Yeah.
That can certainly cause concern for falls or tripping, things like that. For seniors, I would want to make sure that they had a list of phone numbers available by phone so that they ever had any issues, they could dial them very quickly. Those are the two that come to mind.
Things on speed dial.
Yeah,
That's
speed
always
dial.
helpful.
Very good. You read my
Or
mind.
programmed,
Yeah.
programmed
Yeah,
into
right,
your
right.
cell phone or BlackBerry, whatever you may have these days.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Extension cords.
Yes.
Get rid of all extension cords.
wanna be tripping over any of
Nothing
those.
under the carpets. Get rid of
Exactly.
scatter rugs.
Yes.
Wait, wouldn't you, hold on just a second, wouldn't you want to have, those things under carpets that give it a little bit of traction?
Resistance.
Because otherwise, I mean, you just go, if you have a rug, you're just going to slip all over the place, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know, being a caretaker for two seniors.
But
for
you
a-
have wall-to-wall
for a long
carpet,
time
though,
now.
right?
Right.
So-
We have wall-to-wall carpeting, and what has happened though over the years is that the pile, as I've replaced the carpeting, the pile has gotten thinner and thinner and
Oh,
thinner.
interesting.
So, you know, it's easier too because of the cane and the walker.
Yes.
Especially if somebody has a walker. So
Right.
I'm just, from the senior standpoint, I'm a little familiar with that stuff. But so on the kids' side,
Yes.
we still, you know, the fire department, I think the fire department still gives out the stickers, don't they, for kids' rooms so that they're identified which room in the house a child sleeps in?
I'd have to double check with the fire department. But one of the things that the school nurses are focusing on for Public Health Week is developing playground safety cards. So they're going to have
Gotcha.
tips and information on playground safety for 5 to 14-year-olds. And those will be distributed to the elementary schools and parents, and then it'll be available on our website as well as the public school website.
Well, I would assume that all the people that are overseeing, watching the people on the playgrounds, I mean, they would obviously have to have all of these trainings and then some.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
one
I
of
mean, this is more for, say, like if parents are out and about at
Yes.
a park or something like that. Okay.
Yeah, and one of the concerns too is making sure that playgrounds have the padding around all of the steel structures, because those can be a major concern, and that's not always included when they're built.
Yeah, many of our playgrounds have been upgraded over the past 10
Right.
to 12 years, and I think they've done a remarkable job because they listen to the parents as well.
Right.
There's not only safety guidelines that the city has to go through when they're building new parks or rehabbing parks, but they listen to the parents.
Right.
This is unsafe. Don't install the thing that's 4 stories high, and let the kids
Yeah.
come down. So, I mean, these are great, useful tips because
Right.
a lot of times we really don't think of it, in terms of the safety aspect of it.
Right, and that I think is the main point that National Public Health Week is trying to get across, is that they're very simple things that you don't think about that
Yeah.
can cause serious injuries.
Well, and especially, I mean, not to bring up, but that child that fell recently because there was an escalator or whatnot last week, where there are things that certain distances or dimensions that are via code are things that people don't even realize
Exactly.
could be a hazard, and so it's good to be able to point out those.
So we've got in the home, we have at the playgrounds. We're watching the water
I
creeping
know. I
closer
was looking.
to you.
No, I was looking at that too.
I'm gonna,
And then we have-
sacrifice. There you go.
There you go. We got another one for
Couple
you.
sheets of paper.
Here we go.
And then we do have
Oh,
at
wait,
work.
that one. I grabbed the wrong one. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Do you want it back?
Yeah, actually,
Okay.
that's my upcoming events. This is clearly an interesting evening at Greater
There we
Somerville.
go.
Okay, great. Here we are.
We're going to get our monies back from whoever supplied those
Yeah,
cups.
don't buy those cups again.
And this is one of the cardinal rules here at SCAT. We were always told no liquids at the
At the counter.
console. So
Okay.
we've now
Example
learned our
one.
lesson, and we're
Exhibit
on
A.
tape. We're on
Example A.
tape that Cayenne and Laura
Okay.
violated the rule. I didn't have any.
Okay. Feel
So-
for all ever watching.
So now we've talked about in the home,
Right.
at the play. How about at work?
Sure. One of those major things, especially, is making sure people are trained if they are using large equipment, or if you are driving some sort of vehicle, making sure that you're not having any views obstructed. Those are most of the major things at work. Also having evacuation plans. That's part of the reason why we're doing the safety drills at the city buildings, making sure that people know the fastest and quickest way to get out of the building, where you would meet was always a key thing, and making sure you have a central location that's far enough away from the building in case there were fires or anything going on. And practicing those is always key, because
And that's always critical for residents as well.
yes,
To
definitely.
keep your front and back door unobstructed.
Yep.
So that, if something, God forbid, something happens in the
Yeah.
home and
Right.
your front door is blocked, you can get out the back.
I think it's
Right.
especially important in like apartment buildings, where I think,
Sure.
in like 3-family homes where
Yeah.
people don't necessarily own the home, and there's just a lot of stuff, and I will
Right.
say I've been guilty of it at times, but you just pile stuff in the back porch,
Right.
and then you have to go take the trash out, and then, you start falling over stuff. I mean, in the event of an emergency, that obviously wouldn't be
Yes.
ideal, so that's a great
Yeah,
thing
and
to
making
cover.
sure if you have a fire extinguisher, know where those are, but you also want to make sure that you know how to use it
Yeah.
before
Sure.
you try it.
What's the rule for smoke alarms in your house? Is that
Have
once
them.
every 6, have them, number one. But is it every 6 months or every year you're supposed to change the batteries in them?
I do mine every 6 months.
I
6
just
months.
test them. I mean, if they,
Oh.
there's a little button on that.
Yeah.
If
Well,
you
they can
push
start
the button, it
beeping
goes
otherwise,
off.
but-
Right, you can test it every 6 months, and of course they usually beep when the battery's
The
out, and then you
batteries are
switch
gone.
it out.
And
But
what's,
they don't have to be hardwired, right?
no.
No.
Nor do the carbon monoxide. I mean, those are required
Yes.
now
Right.
in
Yes.
all multifamily dwellings.
Yes, the carbon monoxide isn't a
Yep.
big one to have as well.
Yep. Yep. What are some of the other things that you're going to be focusing on during the week?
Some of the other things, we are doing CPR trainings also
That's great.
for family and friends CPR training. Cataldo is going to be coming to the health department, and those are open to public residents to come in.
Is that free of charge to public
Free of
residents?
charge, yes.
Excellent.
And
That's great.
so,
What about defibrillator? Thank you. Because that's something that I just know from my experience, you have training at your work or whatnot, and it's definitely something that's more and more common, and I'm starting to see them in a lot of more public areas.
yeah, we for the friends and family one, we're just going to be focusing on doing the hands-only
Yep.
CPR training.
Yep, which makes sense.
Right. It's simple and very effective, and so it can make people feel a little bit more confident about trying to help
Yeah.
if there is a situation that they need to. And there'll be, the real life-size dummies and whatnot
Yep.
that everyone can practice with.
Can I just say something? I'm
Life-size
trying to. I know
life-size
you don't make the
dummies?
rules. Are you going?
Where are they bringing in
Where
the
does Joe have to go?
They're bringing in the elected
No, here's the
officials.
question I have.
Yeah.
No, and this is in all
Bing.
seriousness. So I've been doing these CPR courses.
Right.
You have to redo them every year to
Yeah.
stay current. And I have to say, in the last couple of years, they've made some considerable changes.
Yeah.
That, it seems like every year, what's really going to change? But now it's, it was 15-2, 15-2, 15-2, and now it's like you don't even do the breaths. And I really think that even if, for those family members who haven't gone in a couple years, you think really not much has changed. I personally, from my own experience, would just recommend that you do go, because those types of things
Excuse me.
change on a yearly basis, and
Sure.
you want to really be up to date on the current
Definitely.
information.
I know that our fire and police departments have the defibrillators within the purview of their day-to-day jobs.
Right.
Do we have defibrillators in certain public buildings around the city? Are there some in the high school?
Mandatorily, are they mandatory?
I'm not sure about that. I would have to ask those different buildings. I'm not sure. I know that City Hall Annex only has they have the defibrillators as well as I believe they do with the and the fire extinguishers, but I'm not sure if it's required to have the defibrillators. Yeah.
Okay.
One thing for just homes, I want to know, how
Sure.
often do you have to I got a fire extinguisher, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go. And the thing is collecting dust, which is great. But now I'm
Hasn't
like,
been
okay, do I have to how often do you have to redo it? And then do I have to buy a new one? Because, environmentally, I don't want to, throw that out.
I
Right.
think
So
they
what
have
do you
expiration dates.
Right.
do?
I would-
But what do you do with your, you
You
don't
bring
want
it
to
to
throw that.
DPW.
Do you?
Right.
Yeah.
I would talk to DPW about it,
Okay.
and I would certainly read what it says on the instructions,
Yeah.
and I'm sure it has a date on there. That's something else that we're promoting with the Public Health Week is making sure that you're aware of the household chemicals that you might have, and they can be very, very simple as just your toilet bowl cleaner, but they can be very toxic if they get mixed in with anything, and making sure that those are kept out of the way if you have children. You don't want-
animals, too.
And
And
animals.
animals,
That's a very
yeah.
good point. So always read your labels if you're using any type of household chemicals, and make sure you're storing and using them properly, because
And
they
that-
usually have expiration dates as well.
And that cabinet, having a lot of nieces and nephews who now have their own children,
Right.
that cabinet should always be kept child-proof locked.
Yes.
Right,
Yes.
right. Because I can't tell you how many times I've heard, close that door.
Right.
Because they're trying to pull it open.
Yeah.
I mean,
And that's
kids are curious.
That's true, and I would also recommend that for any type of prescription drugs you might have.
Sure.
While they are child-proof caps, kids
I
are.
can't even get them open sometimes, right? They're
Well,
getting
you've
so
got a whole
complicated.
closet full of them, don't you?
Joe, shh. Don't tell the guests. No, I'm just kidding. No.
Hey,
just
let's
kidding.
snap on the phone
Oh.
number.
Okay, so
Folks,
we wanna
we've been
have-
chatting here, and I have been watching the phone, but if you do want to ask Laura a question about public safety, the national,
There-
help me
did it-
again,
yeah, there it
Laura.
is.
Public Safety Week.
Yes.
Yep.
National Public Health Week,
National
right.
Public Health Week. Laura can answer some of your questions about safety in the home, safety at work, safety at play. So we're going to open up the phone line, 617-628-9876.
Awesome.
We won't know until the
someone
phone
calls.
starts ringing.
Okay.
So we'll continue
Stay on
on.
our toes then.
One more thing, and I'm sorry about the fire, but I really want to know. So
Right.
you recommend going to the DPW, but you pretty much will have to throw that canister away. Do you know of any kind of environmentally more friendly that you can refill it, or how
Right.
does that work? Because I like I said, I hate throwing that away
Yeah.
every
Right.
6 months. It just seems like a waste.
Yes. I am unfortunately not the expert on.
But the DPW would know.
Yes.
Ah.
Yeah,
not
DPW
sure.
would handle the disposal of the hazardous materials.
I know,
So-
but
and
I
I've
would
given
know
them
if it
my
was-
small.
Oh my God, I love it. I clean my basement out. It's just like,
I've
take
given.
all of my crap.
I would think that, in
It's a
this
wonderful
technology,
event.
in this day and age,
Right.
there probably are refillables, ones that can be refilled, but you have to probably do it through the fire department.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
fine. It's just more you think about it's like those
And-
big cans of hairspray.
Right.
You
It
feel
feels
kinda
like it's
guilty.
wasteful. Right.
Yeah.
And we are actually also going to have a day at the end of the month of April where we're going to promote having people bring in their expired prescription drugs. So things too like that. If you have something
Yeah.
that's expired, bringing those to the police department, and we'll have more about that as we get closer to it at the end of April.
It brings up that one of the television stations had it on how to dispose properly of prescription drugs.
Right.
In years gone by, most of us, me included, you dump them in the toilet
Right.
and you flush. Now we know that's bad.
Oh, I didn't even know.
Very bad to do.
Right.
Right.
So, and that's.
Why? Why is it bad to do? Tell the people at home, because I didn't know.
I mean, my understanding is also just environmentally of
Right.
how badly that's going to affect your water system and your soil, and so it's always better to dispose of it somewhere properly. So taking it to the police department is usually the safest way.
Yeah.
And have them.
And they
dispose
have
of it.
those collections similar to the hazardous waste collections.
Yes.
Like on a regular basis. It would just be
Yes.
on your website.
Yes, or calling the 311 and inquiring that way.
Yeah. We're going to give you some more time to chat about it, but what's the trajectory for you now? You're a grad student at Tufts.
Yes.
And where are you going with the degree?
I am studying nutrition, a master's in nutrition as well as a master's in public health. So they offer a nice quick little dual degree in 2.5 years. So I'm looking into staying in the public health world and focusing more on nutrition and childhood obesity. That's where I'm looking.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Definitely efforts worthwhile.
Very good.
Yes,
Very
I'm
good.
excited about
Yeah,
it.
one of the nieces she went through 2 years, I think. It was a 2-year program. And now she's administering and managing for a group of nursing homes,
Oh, wow.
the nutrition program up in
great.
the northern part of the state. So I think it might be the same program that she went through
They're Tufts.
through Tufts.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people forget about how important nutrition is in elderly.
Yeah.
That it's incredibly vital. So it's great
Well,
that
you
she's
know,
doing that.
I mean, I hate to beat the drum about the seniors, but that's another part of National Public
Mm-hmm.
Health Week is that the seniors, their nutrition has to be carefully monitored.
Yes.
Over a short period of time, not a long period of time.
Right.
Because, and I hate to say this, I know my mother's watching, but seniors sometimes forget and they skip a meal. Mm-hmm. So, it's that whole gamut. You run that range when you start talking about seniors
Right.
and their safety in their home.
Right.
So, nutrition is part of it.
Yes, I completely agree.
Yeah.
But aren't there, every week I look at the little upcoming events on various blogs to kind of, report to the viewers at home. And a lot of the things that I see, there are regular, I do note regular sessions about nutrition and elderly nutrition and things similar to, I find that on the patch.
Yep.
So people are interested in that very topic. You're right. I think it's a very important element of seniors staying healthy,
Right.
Yeah.
eating the right things. So
Yeah,
Right.
I think
there are
the
things
city
out there.
The city does do a good job through many of the programs the outreach programs that they have for the seniors. I guess one of the things that I've identified, and I've talked to the mayor about it too, is that that's terrific for the folks who live in public housing,
Right.
because the programs
Yeah.
go to them.
That's a good
It's
point.
terrific for seniors who are mobile.
Yeah.
Because they can go to wherever the city is having it. I think that group of seniors
That
who
are
are not
homebound.
mobile, that are homebound,
Right.
that don't participate in all of this stuff. I mean, I think there has to be a mechanism to reach out to them
Well,
as well.
Right.
you know what would be something that would be interesting, and this, again, is a challenge, is that if they were to, put something online, but then a lot of them aren't necessarily on the internet. But, that's one of the
right.
things that's been wonderful about the internet
right.
is that you're accessible to a lot of those meetings that maybe you don't want to go to or you can't
Right.
go to,
Yep.
and you can always find it.
Right,
online.
and you can always also reach out to the friends and family of those homebound
Yeah.
seniors and see how that they can get them involved. Because, like you said, it's good to make sure that they're active as well, because that's
Yeah.
going to be vital vital to them staying healthy and having strong bones, getting their calcium, vitamin D, things like that. So
Targeting the families.
targeting families is definitely a key way of doing that. Especially, I mean, if the family is actively involved in their life and nearby,
Yeah.
it's a great way to do it.
Yeah, that's terrific. How did National Public Health Week get started? Was that a federal program that came down through the states and
It was
into the
started. It
municipalities?
was started by the American Public Health Association
Okay.
in 1995,
Yep.
and so they've been doing it every year since then. And so they
wonderful.
create a comprehensive plan of organizing events and outreach materials that people can use throughout the country for local health departments like us or the Massachusetts Health Department and things like that.
And then you can cater it to, I mean, obviously
Right.
health and safety is, a universal, but, cater it to specific, cities like Somerville might have
Exactly.
certain needs that they want to address.
Sure, and you can also visit their website. It's nationalpublichealthweek.org, so it's nphw.org.
Again, check our blog.
Yes,
We'll do that.
and they have a whole website on what their theme is, why they're emphasizing it, tips and tools, and then they also have a link for all the national events that are going on. And Somerville will also
wonderful.
post their events on that website.
Okay,
So their
Right.
motto is better safe than sorry.
this is true.
Yes.
There you go.
All right.
Live accident free.
A couple upcoming events.
Okay.
And then I'm not trying to, we just got a
Oh,
couple
it's
minutes
fine.
here. Basically, what do we have? Upcoming events. There is a Derby cocktail hour coming up on Thursday at Red Bones from 5:30 to 7:30. If you want to come to that, that's at 65 Holland
that
Street.
free?
It is free.
Are the
Well, no,
cocktails
it's
free?
cash
The
bar,
cocktails
of
are.
course, Joe. Cash bar, but it's free or light appetizers provided by Red Bones, which is wonderful. Greening the City Gala, which is put on by Groundworks Somerville, will be on March 25th from 7 till 10:30.
Can I put a plug here for Greenworks?
You can hurry
For
up. Yeah.
Groundworks. I'm
Groundworks
sorry, it's
Somerville. Yeah.
Groundworks.
Okay.
Groundworks Somerville, I saw on the city's website that they are going to be honoring Jen Lawrence.
I know, she's
from
leaving.
Groundworks Somerville. She is moving on
I
to
know, I
bigger
was
and better
sad to
things.
hear that.
So any of you who have been involved with Groundworks Somerville for over the past 5 years with Jen Lawrence, I'm going up on Thursday night to say goodbye to her. So.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, yep, the garden name for the City Gala Center, and that's at the Armory. It's $40 general admission or $55 VIP with live music, food, and beverages. This is interesting. Johnny D's on March 26th from 4 to 7. It's called Chicks Sing for Charity. Basically, it's supported by the Boston Chicks Singing Network, and it's at Johnny D's, $10, and it's a lot of up-and-coming female artists that are really inspiring, and it's a good charity event.
I didn't use the term chicks.
No,
so
that was
don't
actually
email me.
that was official. And then there's the Winters Farmers Market from 10 to 2 on Saturday, which we all need to go to. And then finally, the Summer Vision Showcase Series. Again, we're coming up on March 28th, which is next Monday, which is a different date, and that will be at the Tab Building at 167 Holland Street, 6:30 to 9. Go and tell them what you want to see Somerville look like.
Terrific.
And that's the final upcoming events.
We did very well tonight.
Yeah.
None of us got electrocuted from the leaky
Thankfully.
cups, so we want to thank our
Yeah.
guest, Laura Carroll of the city's Public Health Department, for joining us tonight. And as always, Somerville, this is not made up for your appearance. Stay safe and stay informed.
Good night.